Disbelief in Dalton Thursday evening as Chicago's former mayor, who was hired to investigate Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's administration, revealed the shocking spending of taxpayer dollars.
More drama in Dalton. Credit card transactions amounting to thousands of dollars without explanation and millions more owed to vendors.
A bombshell report highlights just how much financial trouble the village of Dalton is really in.
Trustees say the village is facing financial disaster and they blame the mayor for mismanagement. She says this is all just political retribution.
No response to repeated interview requests. I tried to track down Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard in person today. Village employees told me she wasn't in the office.
Though people knew things were bad, they didn't anticipate it to be as bad as Lori Light revealed, and now they are millions of dollars in debt. Tiffany Henyard seems to have vowed to ensure that the banks in Dalton and Thornton Township are empty by the time she leaves office. Let's go back a few weeks to see what took place. Villagers have been trying to convince Tiffany Henyard to back off for years, but nothing has changed since it was revealed that the FBI was looking into Henyard. Her entire career has been plagued by suspicions of corruption and favoritism, and she doesn't seem to care.
Now we've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses as part of a possible investigation that may or may not result in charges.
A few months later, Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, was called upon to investigate the corrupt practices of, at first, Henyard made every effort to avoid attributing the town's death on the village trustees.
Is it coincidence or retaliation? Both of the Dalton bars that were raided and shut down last night, we visited the day before as part of our ongoing investigation into allegations of political corruption in Dalton.
They just rushed in here, put police at the front of the door like they was doing a raid on the drug house or something.
A team of Dalton police officers raided and shut down Pablo's Bar and Cafe and Rinky's Bar and Cafe, both located on Sibley, about a block apart.
Everything going peacefully, nothing going on. It's like 10 police cars came in and they start pushing customers from here. And he said, if you don't leave, we're gonna lock you up.
Employees and owners say it's part of an ongoing campaign of harassment by Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard that is costing jobs and money. Their business licenses have been stripped by Dalton, but they've continued to operate with a state license.
She tried to dismiss the FBI investigation in a degrading manner, but it was swiftly. A majority vote of the Board of Trustees defeated it.
Stop creating chaos.
Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard at the helm of the village's first packed meeting since Dalton trustees passed a resolution last month requiring her to turn over the village's financial records and asking the FBI to investigate her alleged misuse of village funds. The mayor admits to a $2 million deficit, but trustees say it's...
Although Tiffany has previously failed to respond to any accusations, she has consistently maintained her innocence while undermining criticism that she is anti-black or anti-female. Inquiries about her now well-known vacation to Las Vegas, where she wasted thousands of public funds on airfare, accommodation, and dining.
The mayor vetoed their resolution.
The veto message is related to the secret squirrel means, yes, that the Board of Trustees have.
The trustees vow to override her veto. One of them, Kiana Belcher, sitting at the meeting with her portrait because she says it was removed from the wall of Village Hall.
And this is just a process to drag it along, but everybody sees what's going on.
The village, under Henyard's leadership, is cracking down on access, pushing media at tonight's meeting to the very back of the room, almost out of sight of public comment from residents. But their voices were loud and clear.
You lied to us as residents. You do not stand for me. And I want you to step down as mayor today and save our village from this deficit that you have caused.
The mayor can blame everybody for what's going on, but she has to look at herself. Nobody told her to get on TV and lie like that.
Everybody cares about the person that's making the mess.
Henyard placing the blame elsewhere.
But only judge when you got both sides of the story, not one-sided narratives, which is negative narratives in the media.
Lori Lightfoot's first evaluation left Thornton and Dalton with the presentation full of loud gasps. The residents were gripped.
Anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle it.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
You're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your question.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded.
We can't band together at this time and this moment. This is going to be Black History Month, right? Y'all all say Martin Luther King had a dream, but guess what? I am the dream.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. Black History Month. Of course I'm going to give away $1 million to help you pay your mortgage and your rent. Of course I am. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. We getting scrutinized in the media. For what? Loving on the people, showing them that they matter to us. We going through the fires for y'all. It's Black History Month. As the first African-American female mayor of Dalton, of course I'm misunderstood. Y'all should be ashamed of y'allself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed.
After reading the report after the incident, Tiffany Henyard appeared to have disappeared when news outlets tried to get in touch with her. Learning that she had invested millions of dollars in the general fund alone without disclosing any other.
Annual report or audit since 2021. The general fund for day-to-day operations in the red with $3.65 million. Police department expenditures up 21% with 2 officers paid more in overtime pay than regular pay. As of June 18th, 589 checks totaling more than $6 million approved but not sent to vendors. 6 different credit cards with receipts rarely provided and purchases under investigation, including $40,000 in charges to Amazon.
You may hear a number of things in the coming days, but what I can assure you is the information that we've shared, that we're putting our names on, is drawn directly from the financial records of this village.
I knew we were broke, and the way she broke it down and just let the other residents hear what was really going on, because Tiffany Henyard always talk about fake news, and this is
After reading the report after the revelation, Tiffany Henyard appeared to have disappeared when news outlets tried to get in touch with her. That she made $1 million investment in the general fund alone without disclosing any further.
She also found the village's credit card spending is out of control. Mayor Tiffany Henyard didn't respond to any of my requests today, and I'm told she's not in the building. No response to repeated interview requests. I tried to track down Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard in person today. Village employees told me she wasn't in the office and didn't say when she would be, a day after this. A packed community meeting Thursday night, outburst after outburst.
The trustees also used the findings to show that Tiffany Henyard was not looking out for the people and was spending their money to support her own lavish lifestyle. At the same time, Tiffany has prepared to defend herself. Both seem to have been her new right-hand men, according to any investigation, including having her criminal defense lawyers attend the board meetings, especially after she sacked her former top assistant, Keith Freeman.
$40,000 at Amazon. What a slap in the face to everybody that reside in 60419 zip code.
I know how I felt when I started seeing these numbers, so I can imagine how all of you are feeling after all this time being in the dark. There are a number of other things we know, but we aren't ready yet. We got to verify them 20 ways from Sunday.
Here is proof for everyone to see, and even the ones who doubt us. If you don't see through this, there's nothing I can say to you. February of 2025, clean house. Clean house.
Henyard is, of course, The same woman who asserted that she was handling all of the work while trustees were investing money in an effort to look into her. Strange considering that she was formerly a trustee of Dome Village herself, promoting Louis Lacey to a new and far more important role.
People that say things about me, I want you to prove it. Because, like I said, fact versus fiction.
So you got us into this mess, and now we're trying to salvage what we can to get out.
Sitting at the mayor's side in a place usually reserved for the village attorneys, two unfamiliar faces. This is Chicago Federal Criminal Defense Attorney Beau Brindley, along with his law partner Ed McDavid. The website for Brindley's law firm says, "Results matter, aggressive criminal defense." The two criminal lawyers sat next to Henyard the entire meeting and even went into the board's closed executive session. Henyard is at the center of an ongoing FBI corruption investigation.
I didn't know them. A lot of my board members, they didn't know them either. We didn't know who they were.
Naturally, Henyard is also the one who claimed that she was handling everything while the trustees wasted money looking into her. Ironically, given that she was a former trustee of Dalton Village herself, she LS Lacey to a new and even more significant role.
Deputy Police Chief Louis Lacey, fired for insubordination last week by the Dalton Village Board, is back, appointed by Tiffany Henyard as police chief. Trustees say it's an illegal appointment. Lacey was arraigned on federal bankruptcy fraud charges Thursday afternoon. It's alleged that he lied under oath in a scheme to hide assets and income from creditors.
Well, Mr. Lacey is absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I think the government likes to bring as many counts as possible just so the media will say that he has been charged with 9 counts.
This came up during the first meeting when it was decided to halt the distribution of funds because she had not submitted any financial reports for the previous 2 years, indicating that people had begun to take action against her. $135,000 that they would typically get for outstanding fines and moving violations. Meanwhile, more of her followers are starting to turn against her as a result of her actions, with one whistleblower coming from the Thornton Board of Trustees.
Henyard enjoyed near unanimous support on the Thornton Township Board, but now trustee Carmen Carlisle says after trusting Henyard and remaining silent, she will be a whistleblower against Henyard. Carlisle released a statement to WGN that reads in part, "For the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success funded by the hardworking taxpayers of Thornton Township and the village of Dalton. Henyard shows no accountability or conscience for her actions against employees or taxpayers." Henyard has denied wrongdoing and claims her opponents are out for what she calls clickbait.
Recently, while Dalton was still heated, it was her contentious. Employed as a village administrator.
My next appointment will be for village administrator.
Last night, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard appointed a new top aide to a $100,000 a year job without board consent. 34-year-old Michael A. Smith, who's been active in South suburban politics for years.
The reason for Mike is he have a wealth of great information. He's a young person and ex-politician. He knows the laws like the back of his hand.
Perhaps that's because Smith has been in and out of trouble with the law for years. Public reporting shows Smith has been charged at least 8 times with crimes ranging from domestic battery to official misconduct. In 2012, Smith, then a young trustee in Dixmoor, resigned after pleading guilty to theft when he allegedly stole gasoline by posing as a police officer. Then in 2018, Smith was working as an assistant dean at Thornton Fractional High School when he was fired for sexual harassment of a female student.
Was Hamlet overwhelmed by the realization that they owe millions of dollars? 2 bustling Tiffany's. Part of please share your thoughts in the comments section below for future updates. Hit the bell icon. Until we meet again, thanks for watching Visual Vortex.